It reminds me of this thing on Vampire Diaries that they use.
Okay, number 6. Is there anything that we can factor? Theta's attached, so you can't take that out.
Theta.
Factor the things.
It's on all of them.
Huh? It is on all of them. You can't take it out. It's attached. Okay, so no, right?
No.
Are there any Pythagorean identities? Nothing squared, so can we use those? No, so then what I would do is I would change everything to have sines and cosines. So what could you change cosecant into that either has a sine or a cosine?
1 over sine.
Okay, so where'd you see that?
Reciprocal.
Okay, reciprocal identities. Okay, then what about tangent?
Oh, this
Sine
one's
over cosine.
Okay, so where'd you see that tangent sine over cosine?
Motion negative.
Quotient identities. Okay, plus, what about secant? What? Okay, so where'd you see it was 1 over cosine? Yeah, reciprocal identities, good. Alright, these two are multiplied together, that's added separately. So can I simplify anything with the part that's multiplied together?
Yes.
Okay. So then I have 1 over cosine plus 1 over cosine. Okay, well what's 1 over, so it'd be 2 over cosine, right? So how do I know my answer now would be 2 secant? Anybody know that?
Just going back. I did.
Okay, so 1 over cosine secant, so this is really secant plus secant, which is 2 secant. There's 1 over cosine secant, and then I have my 2.
Could you not leave it in the,
This is not totally simplified,
okay.
okay? So we're trying to go as simple, like as simplified as we can.
We determined what's simplified.
What?
Because 1 over cosine plus 1 over
We
cosine
determined what's
is the same
simplified
as
and what's not.
Me,
That was very intelligent.
the boss,
She's gonna be so nice.
the dictator.
She's gonna attempt. She's like,
Oh.
Okay, I think you can do number 7 on your own, so I want you to try it. Try number 7.
It's so easy to do with everybody else.
just the red here makes it hell like
I'm just really
you
scared that he's
racist?
trying to steal my soul.
Harris.
Harris.
The heresies. Couldn't even say that right.
This is what a student gave me yesterday to wear when I taught.
I think you should do it. Maybe.
I totally did.
Who did it?
Destiny Tulinski.
Oh,
I totally wore it. Alright, did you do number 7?
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it?
I got some.
You're waiting for Lucas to do
I'm
it.
super
Pretty much.
confident in this
Yep.
one.
You
Oh,
confident?
are we supposed to do it right now?
Yeah, just try it on your own.
Sorry. Try it.
I have no idea.
I have writing it. I think I'm doing this wrong.
I just gave them.
No, you're doing it right.
You're right. Oh my god.
Lucas doesn't know either, guys. It's okay.
Woohoo!
How to do 7?
That one's easier than the first one that we did on our own.
Shut up over there. I'm smart.
Can you guys just hold on a
I don't
second?
understand.
Don't go yet.
Shut your mouth.
I kind of have it.
Things you check, factoring,
I got it.
Pythagorean, then if neither one of those apply, you try to change everything into sines and cosines.
Oh,
I tried that. I tried all those, and I did not get anything.
Well, I got it to the sines and the cosines, but both of them-
Isn't it like 1 over secant times sine over cosine? But then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah. I have no idea.
That's what.
well, that's right, but you're supposed to have cosines and sines, so don't make it 1 over secant, just keep it as cosine. So then you can cancel out your cosine.
What's your
Okay,
answer?
but I didn't know if they canceled out because.
What was your answer?
Sines.
Sine.
Canceling out is diagonally
Yeah.
or top to bottom.
Dang it, I was thinking too hard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but it's sine over cosine.
Right.
Cosine
Yeah,
goes
this
on
test is
bottom.
gonna be hard to do.
No, this one's on top.
It's better because we don't have to graph.
Oh, right, because
Because
it'd
it'd be like
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Dang
Okay.
it.
I did.
I way over talking.
That brain fart.
We were so close, guys.
Yeah, I
Your
wasn't-
brain
I
It's
farted.
did
like
not
this
say-
half, my
brain
brain,
went-
Right?
that half.
My brain.
Right?
What did it
Like-
do?
Do it.
How are we doing?
The intelligent beings.
Okay.
These were like split half, like the entire.
Alright,
and then
I wanna
us.
do one more.
Sits over here 'cause he wants to help.
But you said secant.
Are you still talking about me? Seriously?
Yes.
I said no.
Okay. You will have something like this toward the end of the first assignment. Okay? 4 terms. I have secant cubed, secant squared, secant, and then 1. Okay, what would you do if this would have been x cubed minus x squared minus x plus 1?
Group back.
You would group it, right? And then factor.
Yeah.
You're gonna do the same thing on this.
Oh.
Okay, group. Factor out, so I can factor out a secant squared. So then I have secant x minus 1. Okay, what do you factor out of the second group?
-1.
-1, good. You have secant x minus 1. So this factors into secant squared x minus 1, secant x minus 1. Okay, but we're not done yet. Okay, this part right here, you're done. It doesn't have a squared, so you can't use Pythagorean identities. Pythagorean identities have to look exactly like it is. But this one has a squared and a 1, so you want to look to see, can you use Pythagorean identities?
High five.
You could do the difference in squares, but it's not going to cause anything to cancel. So that would actually be making it bigger instead of smaller.
Ew.
No, you're not.
She said.
I'm done.
I'm literally done.
Okay, no, you're not. Do you see anything on there that could be secant squared minus 1? What I could replace that
1
with?
plus tan squared equals secant.
Okay, so if 1 plus tangent squared equals secant squared, is that what you said?
Yeah, and then subtract the
-1.
So if I subtract the 1, what could I replace this with?
tan.
Tangent squared.
Thought you wanted to get it to sink it.
You can get there.
You want to get it as small as you can. And actually on this one, that's as small as it'll go.
I didn't give myself enough space. Okay.
So most of the time you can get it down to one thing.
Okay.
Not always, okay?
That's gonna be so much fun.
It's not that bad.
Yes, I see what we could
It's really
say.
not.
This is so much fun.
It's not bad.